Hello. How are we doing, Blue Fleet? How are you doing? Hey, Hades, how are you? Welcome back to Apple Juice Ace Attorney. Did I say apple juice? I meant a chicken just eats. Wait, that's not right either, is it? Anyway, we're playing. It's a shame Phoenix didn't start serving drinks. Tell you what, he would have become a barrister. Oh, no. You know what? That is the same joke I've cracked at one of my actual barrister friends. So, she's not got pupillage yet, but she's a qualified barrister. And I said to her at work sometime, hey, you going to Starbucks anytime soon? I was like, she's like, no, why? And I was like, I thought you were going to, like, you know, I thought that was like, you know, where you went now. So what do you mean? I was like, you're a barrister, aren't you? And she just looks at me, the look on her face is like, you know what? I should kill you. I should kill you, Shin. And I'm like, yeah, you probably should. You probably should just end my suffering. Now, I have got a drink here. I've got a salted caramel liqueur tonight. It's not quite liqueur, it's like a rum liqueur. Not a proper liqueur, but it's like a rum suspension, I guess. Very nice. Very smooth. I need it after the day I've had. Alright. But let's jump on in. We're going into trial day 2. And it is June the 17th, 9:52 a.m. Oh, what the fuck? Is my stream monitor feeding back again? I think it is. Am I going to get drunk in court? Maybe. Maybe a little bit. Alright. Please let me know if the stream monitor feeds back again, by the way. I think I fixed it, but I'm not 100% on that. Okay. What was the... It was the accent. It was like a Cockney accent that Trucy has, wasn't it?
This is it. This is a big day. You get any sleep?
Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so.
Oh, what time do you wake up?
3 a.m.
That's only 2 hours, Apollo. But at least you have me. And the amazing Mr. At.
You thought someone was playing a TV show in the background. No, it's my stream monitor feeding back. Here's looking at you, kid. Good luck today, Apollo. Is that Phoenix? That voice. Hey, Hux. You're just saying, hi, Stinky, gotta go soon. You got a Menchie to get to, haven't you? Or are you just running away from Random Chord doing like a foot rating? Are you trying to hide from who you are really, Hux? I know what you are really. You can't hide it. You can't hide it from me, Hux. Yeah, Big Green. Nice. Well, telling me Stinky from me, okay? Hey, get any sleep? Oh, Mr. Right. I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I sat myself out earlier today. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing at the Indochine pasta joint seem almost fun.
Daddy, do you know who prosecuted Gavin's witnesses today?
Take a guess. This case has a lot of things that make you uncomfortable. Okay.
How about Little Plum?
That's Sherman Tank for Mum? Nope, guess again.
That's too bad. You know, speaking of mums, you need to find me a new mummy one of these days, Daddy.
It's barely morning and you're at it already, Trucy. Oh. Alright, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the prosecution's witness is? Elisa Ciala, your client's fiancée. She's going to be a witness?
But that seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiancé?
You have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today, that much is clear.
Well, not to worry. I've got my panties back. If we can't find a killer, I'll pull out one out of there.
You expected a hide and run. Yeah, she's going to just whap a witness out of her panties. Terrifying. Terrifying. Court is now in session for the trial of Waki Kitaki. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Prosecution is warmed up, and it's a sold-out house. Very well, to recap. While yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party,
Guilty of panty snatching?
we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendant. Correct, Air Judge. And today I'd like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon. The preparation for the act. Our poor defendant told all, you see. To his betrothed. His betrothed? His fiancée, Air Judge. His partner for life, with no chance for parole. Done. Very well. You may show the lucky lady to the stand. Your name and occupation, Fraulein. Alita Tiala. My occupation is future wife. I kind of feel like she's the one who did this. I suspect that she is actually the murderer. She's up to something. I think she's the one who actually did it. Ah, traditional values. I respect that. Yet you're here as a witness for the prosecution. Your question would be why and how. My guess as to why is because she's marrying someone that she knows is going to die very soon, who is part of the mob, and is therefore landed and moneyed. So I think she's marrying into the family for money, knowing that Waki is going to die any second now. As to how, she's been inside the noodle cart. I'm not sure how she's been in there, or why she's been in there, but that's where she's been. That's where she's been. Hold on a minute, I just need to mug someone off a second. Okay, there we go. But I couldn't hide the truth. Honesty, another admirable trait. Fraulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant, Waki Hitaki, confessed his plan? His plans for murder? Yes. The witness will please give her testimony to the court. Okay. It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. When Waki found out Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Waki could have done it. Would something like that even fly in a real court? I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm actually not sure. So the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family then? Yes, with regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kitaki mansion on charges of the possession of illegal firearms. And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it fired from the pistol the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proven. How can you prove something like that? Bullets carried marks from the barrel that fired them called rifling marks. Rifling marks? Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint left on every bullet it fires. And when did you first hear about Waki's plan? Who wiped the prints? That's what we need to work out. Hey, Joe. Or Joe Cooler Tricks. Or Tricks. Or, hang on. Zertalukoj. I tried to read your name backwards, Tricks, and it just went horribly wrong. Please don't throw things at my face. I'm just a little guy. I swear, I'm just a little guy, alright? See? You see? Just a little guy. I'm just a little guy, do you see? It was the day of the murder. I should play wizardry to fight the demon lord, Redner. I could just go round to his house and just fight him there. He'd probably just be like, oh, let's play some Switch. You know, he'd probably say, let's play some Switch. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Alright. That was the day of the murder, correct? Yes. Everyone in the family received their checkup results that day. When Waki looked at his face went so pale. But of course, he had just found out he had a bullet in his chest. So you were there at the time? Yes. Poor Waki. Oh, but close enough. Yeah, that's a fair point. That must have been quite frightening. He was furious. He ripped his report up into shreds. Incidentally, I had to request another copy to file as evidence. A bothersome chore, but one I performed without complaint. He has his own game where he accumulates an army of monsters and fights heroes. Okay. Waki's at an age where he's hard to control when he loses his temper. Of course, that little bit of instability is so cute. So cute. Ugh, great. Now he sounds like a psychopath. Gavin went the extra mile to grab a copy of the report. The thing is, I don't think he did because we found one in the safe last time. Yeah. So, is it easy to take a pistol out from the house? Not really, I think. There's a system in place to limit access. But Walkie's a special case, being the next in line. Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, yeah? Well, maybe he's a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthdays. What have you missed since the stream started? Not too much, Cyber. We've just started the cross-examination. So we're literally right at the very start of day 2 of trial. We've not gone past the first cross-examination. We've not done our first present yet. So you've not actually really missed very much at all. You've mostly missed Trucy begging Phoenix to marry someone. Okay. Last year was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate gravestone. Sounds like he has a taste for sweets and danger. The point here being that Walkie had access to a pistol. She's gonna have 2 daddies. Yeah. Daddy Nick and Daddy Edge. There's only one point where she's acting strangely. Look at this. Sideways on. Sideways on. Frontwards on. Sideways on. Sideways on. What happened? Meaning the murder. I tried to stop him, I really did. But Walkie wouldn't listen. Our defendant was nothing if not determined, it seems. The last thing you should do is blame yourself, miss. How can you say that for certain? How? Herr Forehead, you will refrain from badgering the Fraulein. It was the defendant, Walkie was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now. I suppose we do. So, how could anyone else have used the pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, yeah? That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point? Well, yeah, I mean, the pistol's got no fingerprints on it. 2 rounds were fired, but there's no fingerprints on it. Could someone else have used that pistol? We save here. Save Scum Co says back, guys. We're so back. Oh, let me just, I just need to pop somewhere and just, put a quick message somewhere. Give me a second, give me a second. Hold on. There we go, there we go, there we go. He's back, he's on a boat. I'm on a boat, motherfucker. A boat. Yeah. Could someone else have used the pistol? There was another, had to be Walkie. I think there could have been another. Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person had access to that pistol. What's this? Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person with access was. I think it's her. Because the thing is, who had access to the gun? Walkie. Winfred had access. Plum had access. But why would she bother? She's got a sword. I think we need to actually nail her with this. It's Clavier Gavin. It's him. He's the one. He's the one. He's the one. But she could have had access because if she's with Walkie, she was busy the night. Yeah. So I think it was actually Alita Tiala. Let's play it. Let's see what happens. Well, of course. I mean you, Miss Tiala.
Oh, me? But why?
You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning. Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé and killed a man in cold blood on his behalf? I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this... It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. I'm all for romance and all for supporting your partner in life, to be sure. but I think I would hesitate on murder. I hope you do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé. That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here?
You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside that safe.
I have evidence showing a connection between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim. It's this, isn't it? It's the examination record. Because it's got the victim's name on it. Physician is Palmer Actis, nurse is Elisa Tiala. That looks like a medical chart. Found inside a safe at the Maractus clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart. What? Miss Tiala, why is your name on this chart? Oh, she's sweating. Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala?
I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice.
Oh, she's looking angry now. Our one-old fiancé just froze over.
I was on...
Is the game a bit quiet? Is that any better? I had to turn my volume down for a game I was streaming yesterday. So, let's see if that's any better. Fine for you. How is it now? I've just turned it up a little bit. This is fine? Okay, we'll go with this for now then.
I was on staff at that clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that?
Miss Tiala, you testified that you had no connection to the victim.
And I don't, now.
Now?
I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess. You're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right?
Yeah, she looks pissed. That's not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love, past ones. There's no connection now. Doesn't fly in a court of law. Reminds you of Dahlia almost. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does.
Doesn't fly?
She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Katakis. You left your job at the Maractus clinic, true, but you remain connected somehow. Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus clinic. Oh. I think it would have to be the slippers. Where does she go from demure to smug and angry? Just now, apparently. I think it's the slippers because we've got her toe print, haven't we? We've got her toe print that connects her shoe to Maractus Clinic slippers. Am I overcooking this, chat? Help her see slug out. Am I overcooking this? Try it? Okay. You're not sure. What do you reckon, Cyber? Am I cooking this right? Don't have a walkthrough. We need the French. We need the French to help us here. Never words you expect a Brit to say, but... Well, there we go. I think it's the slippers, though. Save Scum Co, so we'll come back anyway through fire and war. Oh, oh. Come, Nereva, come and look upon the heart. Upon the heart. Oh. Alright, let's try it. Have a sniff of these, oh judgy pants. Well, I suppose I... Hair Forehead, this trail you think you have found, it doesn't lead to the truth. Nor to a lunkery in the legal profession, yeah? Gee, thanks. Perhaps you will allow me to do the honours. Why not? It might be nice for a change. Most excellent. Let's rock. Wait, what? That was wrong. Okay, we reload that then, because I think that's bullshit. I actually think that's kind of bullshit. No, wait, hang on. Let's go for the autosave. How is it not that? We got to skip through all this now. God damn it. But why wasn't it the slippers? That proves that we can literally say her shoe was at the clinic and one of the clinic's slippers was on her foot because her toe print's in both. We can prove that. We can actually prove that. So that should fly. That should work. She doesn't have a connection. It actually bugs me. I can't skip through this. I can't hold my right. I can't hold the button. Oh wait, does the right button work? No, I've got to just sit through this. Okay, okay. We'll try and save nearer the point. Right, we'll save there again. Right, okay. I was sure that the slippers should work because they, unless it's actually the shoe. Which one would it be then? Right, that's the save point, isn't it? We have to show something that proves that she's connected to them now. Let's have a look at the court record again. None of these. Right. The autopsy report? No. Knife? No. Noodle stand? No. Bloomers? No. We've already used the checkout report. That's from... What, the checkout report in June? It doesn't say. Okay. I guess found in the Maractus Clinic foyer, it might be these. Maybe I just slightly overcooked this. Maybe I burnt my idea. But we'll try the sandals then. Alright, Judge. Sniff, sniff. These sandals were found in the Maractus Clinic lobby. So I had the right idea, but the game was just being hyper-specific on what I had to present, which, honestly, we can link these to the slippers by print, so that should have worked, really. These sandals were found in the Maractus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they?
Ah. Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals.
So sorry, Fraulein, but your act isn't working.
Huh?
Your moment of hesitation just now cost you.
What's with you? I thought you were on my side.
Perhaps you are unaware that toes leave toe prints? A simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all.
Well, now we see your true colours. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow.
This court thinks you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself. It sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story. Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder.
Well, there's little point in denying it.
Very well. The witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Maractus Clinic that day? Okay.
I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man. Too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend.
I don't believe that for a fucking second. By mistake, you mean? The mistake we heard about from the defendant? The botched operation?
He was a timid, small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know?
That does make sense.
Yes, but there is still one thing which does not.
What's that, Prosecutor Gavin?
The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home.
I would have worn those sandals home too.
So why were the sandals left behind?
He points out the contradiction before me. The safe's coming hard now, chat.
There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there which you wore home by mistake? Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin. Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation. Yeah, forehead?
Oh, what the?
Fair. He's filling the holes in a testimony.
Gavin demonstrating actual competence. Yeah, I know. We hate to see it. Get pressed, nerd. Around what time did you go to the clinic?
I don't remember exactly, but it was after 9:30, I think.
That was the first time you contacted Dr. Maractus in half a year?
Of course it was. He wasn't the kind of boss you made friends with.
So why did you go to the clinic that day? Am I going to use body press on her? I don't have the def to make it. Well, what I might do is I might use God press. Or I might do 4-6-C. And just like, you know, bam into one wall, bam into the next wall, bam into the other one, then straight into a combo. How are these fighting game references working for you? Did you want Mr. Maractus to run away?
Well, after I failed to stop Wocky, I thought that was the only other way to avoid the problem.
Couldn't you have called? Why go in person?
I called several times that evening, but no one was in.
The victim was busy driving home until after 9 PM that night, remember? This was proven by this mirror yesterday, yeah?
I thought if I warned him, he'd run away for sure. Knowing the doctor.
When does this actually start to work? Can we perceive? You don't know anything about fighting games beyond the... Smash isn't a fighting game, it's a party game. Smash is a party game, it's not a fighting game. Come on! Come on! You mean that act of malpractice on Wocky, correct? You can perceive only on specific statements. Okay. What makes Smash not a fighting game? Mostly the fact, like, if you play Smash as it's intended, which is items, random chance, big stages, like, Smash is not meant to just be Final Destination, no items at all. That's a very hyper-specific permutation of Smash. And that does make it a fighting game, but by its nature, without actually making it a game by those rule set, if you play it by the rule set it's intended, it's a party game. It's just designed to be a fun time. It's not designed to be a competitive fighting game. Whereas you look at something like, say, Battlefield is probably more balanced, is less advantageous long-range character. Yeah, I mean, to me, a fighting game boils down to it being a 2D plane, or sometimes a 3D plane. I don't really like 3D fighters, but a 2D plane, 2 characters, set distance at round start. There's a wall at each side, and then, you know, you punch each other until one of you falls over, right? Or sometimes you grab each other until you fall over. But Smash, you know, it's kind of like... It's like a punchy party game. It's not it's a game that you put on for silly fighties, you know, with your mates, but you don't put it on for actual fighting. You know, it's just like you have a little slap. Wouldn't that just be a tournament fighter, making it a subgenre of fighting games in general? No, I mean, to me, right? To me, a fighting game is pretty much like a Street Fighter clone. You know, anything that's mutated off of Street Fighter specifically, you know, I'd probably say that's going to be my definition of a fighting game. Smash doesn't fall into that because of the items and random chance and, you know, all that sort of stuff. If you're playing it with the standard rule set, no.
If he just told Wookie the truth in the beginning, none of this would have happened.
True, that operation was the start of this whole affair.
Oh, of course, if he told him. He might have been erased by the Kitakis much earlier.
A disturbing thought.
We know that the Maractus clinic had ties to the Kitaki family. He probably couldn't have gone to the police even if he wanted to. That's why I knew I had to warn him.
Get pressed. No dark secrets, huh?
What? Look at me however you want, Mr. Justice. You won't find a thing.
She's hiding something, I know it. I must have some evidence that proves it too.
You're free to think whatever you like. I went to that clinic with only one thought in mind.
I think we need to press on that statement. Hold on, let's save there. Okay. But then you'd be betraying Wocky, wouldn't you?
No, I did it for him, for us.
She went to warn him, so that her fiancé would not have to commit such a crime, yeah?
I didn't want them to take my Wocky away.
There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn him.
Do you know why she went, Apollo?
Time to figure out what really happened at that clinic. And fast. Can't perceive yet? No, okay. So, let's have a look. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. Did he go for a checkup? This cord runs to the lamp. It has a red stain on it. Oh, gotta wonder what left that stain.
Wait, I know. Maybe it was left there by a red marker. Like they were trying to write their name and slipped.
Why would anyone write their name on a lamp cord?
I used to write my name on magic ropes.
So, she's got... Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. So let's go back through. I did go to the clinic that day. Okay. Didn't he go for a checkup at one point? He went for the checkup, but... I went to warn him. After all, I knew Wocky had the pistol. That's an old friend. Hold on. See, I'm sure. I think it's the I think it's statement number 4. I think it's statement number 4. Because he says you're definitely hiding something. But what's she hiding? What's she hiding and how do we prove it? Try the chart first. This one. Are we looking at this chart or the checkup report? You think yes? Yes, which? Yes to which one? Ah! This one? Or you think it's the chart because Maractus knew it was fake? All right, we'll try it. We'll see if this works. We'll see if this works, right? Objection! Oh, I think it is. This chart was found in a safe in the doctor's office. Yeah. Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know what it was, don't you? Oh, you were right, Hades. Nice. Mind filling me in? Dr. Maractus didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away. Bad Herr Doctor. And this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. The nurse who filed this chart was you, which means you knew about Wocky's failed operation. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Interesting. You were in the same position as Dr. Maractus. Kind of makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it?
You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents.
This chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly.
Too bad, little attorney.
Uh-oh. She did the wub-wub. We're gonna have to perceive her now, aren't we? Get perceived. My bracelet's reacting again.
What is it, Apollo?
I felt my bracelet tighten just now.
Your bracelet?
Just like yesterday. Like you said.
When a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit gives them away. But I can't see anything, Apollo.
Hmm? Then what's my bracelet reacting to?
Wait, maybe... Yeah, that has to be it.
What has to be it?
Your senses, Apollo. They must be sharper than mine.
Hmm?
I can't see it, but you can sense it.
I don't know about that, Trucy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything.
Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Miss Tiala's testimony. But we don't know what her nervous habit is.
Well, then what do we do?
You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo. With your eyes and your senses.
Then it's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow, touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony. So, let's have a look. Apollo's gimmick of perceiving is constrained to court. That's pretty nice, actually. Right. So, I need to perceive this. I need to work out what her nervous habit is, huh? So she's just stood looking at us. Hands are locked in. Touching her cheeks. Okay. Okay. Same again. Why would I not go?
Why would I go to the clinic now for a half-year-old chart?
You perceive on the last statement. The last statement. Make the most sense. The thing is, I don't see any reason. I don't see any giveaway here. The new one. Yeah, I was going to say the new one makes more sense. Let's have a look at her hands. She's playing with the ring. She's playing with the ring. Did you see? The ring was moving.
Gotcha!
Miss Tiala, you're unsure about something, aren't you?
Not as unsure as you are. Wow, she sure showed you.
Wait, what? She was moving the ring. She was moving the ring. What? Look. See? Oh, she stopped moving it. Why can't we just, like, replay that? We have to go through this animation every time. Timing based on text progression.
Gotcha!
At least you don't get a penalty. Yeah, it just kind of sucks that you can't rewind that, and you have to. Yeah, but having to go through the whole animation again kind of sucks. Why would you go? Why go to the clinic for a half-year-old chart now? You ask. Oh, 1 second. But you know why you would go now, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was quite clear, Miss Tiala. You have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring.
What?
She was unsure. I saw it. Now, that's the key word. The chart wasn't part of your past. It was a clear and present threat.
That's ridiculous. Why, if that were the case, I would have 6 months to do something about it.
Indeed.
Huh?
Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. I know what it is. I know what it is. I've got her on the ropes now. I can feel it. Time to strike the killing blow, with evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this. It's Waki's checkup report. See, because that's... What's the date on this? It's not dated. But it's got to be the checkup report. Metallic object found near heart. A health checkup report belonging to the defendant. The Kitakis are trying to get out of the business. The health checkup this month was their first ever. What did you think when you heard about this?
Nothing. Why should I think anything?
Oh, I would think you were positively beside yourself because you were afraid. You knew what Waki's chest x-ray would reveal. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free. When the chart came back to haunt you. Ah! Wow, that is some armpit. Damn, son. That's all, Your Honor. Ow! What just happened? Did the witness just admit to lying? I sensed it. There was a great aura emanating from her forehead. Very cool. So the lady was lying, it seems. That's correct. She said she had no connection to the Maractus Clinic, but her connection was deep indeed, a bit too deep. If the Kitakis got hold of this chart with her name, she'd be finished. Isn't that right, Miss Tiala? You guessed it. Uh-oh. She admitted it? Order, order! I did it. I broke her testimony.
Amazing, Apollo. I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you. Wait.
Miss Tiala? Oh, give me a second, chat. I'm busting for a piss. I gotta go piss, girlfriend. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on. Alright, chat, let's go. We're back to it.
It's true that chart's bad news for me. And that's why I went to meet the doctor that day. But that's all. I told him about work and went home.
It appears this cross-examination is far from over. What? She hid the truth from us, this is clear, yet it is not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case at hand. Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony. And we'll have a bit more cross-examination. Have I noticed the connection between Eldun and Maractus' names? I've seen that Palmaractus is a spoonerism of Malparactus. But then Guy Eldun is, Guy Eldun is just Noodle Guy. Noodle Guy and Malpractice. That's all I can get from it. That's all I can get from it.
You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo.
Guy and Pal. So where's Buddy? Where's Friend?
I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy, Guy. I'm not your guy, pal.
And all that. Beyond that, I can't see a connection, like Guy and Pal. So we've got to continue the cross-examination. Wait, this is the same set of statements. Ah, shit. The final cross-examination. That was the connection. Oh. Okay. Hold on. So, the new statement is where we need to present. Why would I go to the clinic now for a half-year-old chart? We need to present on this one. Okay. So what are we going to present then? The other new one. Oh, this is a new one. Okay, nothing happened at all. I warned him and left. Let's press. Let's press first. How did Dr. Miraculous respond to the warning?
Oh, he was quite surprised. Panicky even. Who wouldn't be scared to learn Kitaki was after them?
Incidentally, this court is not afraid of any mobsters. Why, we had a life-threatening situation just yesterday right here in this courtroom. Real impressive the way you stood up to the attack of the amazing Mr. Hat, sir.
After which I carried you back to your chambers. Sounds like the judge had quite a fright.
Nothing happened in Dr. Miraculous's office that day, huh?
But what about the mess we found? Something definitely happened in that office, Apollo.
I know. But we can't prove when it happened. Nor that Alita Tiala was in any way involved.
Well, let's try putting some evidence up anyway.
There's no way she went to that clinic just to warn him. Oh, we've done through this. Okay. I think it's the lamp. Because there's blood on the lamp, isn't there? Let's try the lamp. Let's try the lamp. Give me a second. Okay. There we go. So we go to... broken bulb and a red stain on the cord. It's not that. Despite the fact that it's busted, it's not that. Okay. I was actually kind of sure on that one as well. Nothing happened and I left. You sure this is the statement? Squished from impact with the back of the safe. We could try the bullet, I guess. Oh, it's the bullet. Okay. You say nothing happened in the doctor's office. I disagree. Take a look at this.
What's that? It looks like a squished up ball of clay. Kind of like you, actually.
This bullet was found in the Mirax's clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala.
Enough of this joking around. The police investigated that clinic.
Ah, but this was stuck inside the doctor's safe.
Inside the safe? I guess the police didn't check that far.
But there is a problem. How can you say that bullet was fired on that day? Weren't you the one who explained rifling marks to us? The pistol was taken from the Kitaki mansion that day. If the marks on this bullet match the murder weapon, then that proves a firearm was discharged in the office on the day of the murder. Not bad, Herr Forehead. Bailiff, have this bullet analysed immediately. Analysed. 30 minutes later, a report arrives. Rifling marks on both bullets are identical. Ow! Well, it seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defence would like to state their position? My position is I save. The bullet in that safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in that office on that day, and at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained the top secret chart. Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Maractus in order to open the safe? Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Seiscon Kaise is going to lose the game. Oh, fucking hell. Hades! You little shit. Oh, chat, we just lost the game. God damn it. Oh, you motherfucker. Our witness, Alita Tiala. Order! 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 Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness? Alita Tiala knew about Waki Kitaki's botched operation. She got engaged to him without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him and then the bullet finally reached its destination?
What?
That reminds me. Apparently, the Kitakis have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. They're making quite a great deal of money. A fortune, if you will.
Nefarious. So she planned to marry him just to get her hands on this fortune?
Oh! Who's this? Is it Waki? It's Waki. You keep talking trash about my leader. It happens like every other game. Why is the judge getting shocked? I know, Hart, I know. I'll sue you, lawyer man. Me? Yeah, you said you'd abuse my leader. I think you mean accuse. Same difference. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot that doctor. Me. He left me to die, so I left him to die too. Down in that park. Waki, just cool down a second, please. You keep your hands off my leader, or I'll... Is this her laughing? T.
Miss Tiala?
I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've laughed so hard. Something funny? Lucky. Wake up and smell reality. A leader, baby? The signature on the chart, the engagement. I mean, come on. It's so obvious. Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself. A leader. Your honesty is like a breath of foul air, Fraulein. Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway. So the family fortune is what you're really after? That's right. I wanted the money. She steal his money. Now he's in need. I'm not saying that she's a gold digger, right? But the next line in that song. We all know we all know the song, right? I'm not singing it because I'm obviously a white guy, I can't sing it, but yeah, I never thought I'd actually reference Kanye West on my stream, but there we go. The day has finally arrived. No way, that's whack. I ain't trying to hit that. Should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question? Who, me? I believe you said you were going to abuse me. Accuse. Of what crime, might I ask? Hmm? Oh, I'm a bad girl, sure. I got close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired it into the safe after I'd already left the clinic. What? I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat. She's trying to palm off on him. Little motherfucker. We put her in prison. Now she's in jail. Yeah. Wait, but... What are you talking about? Trucy. You had the most to lose if that chart was found. But I didn't have a pistol now, did I? Well, you could have taken Waki's. You'd think he'd have mentioned that, no? All I've heard him say is it was me. I shot him. That's only because he's trying to protect you. Sorry to intrude in this lovely conversation. Hmm? But the two of you are forgetting one critical point. Is it a moist critical point? What point? Certainly, the Fraulein wanted that chart. You assume she threatened the doctor into opening that safe, but then... Wouldn't she have taken the chart? Oh, you see. That chart wouldn't have been left in that safe. Ah! He's right.
Miss Tiala.
Yes?
It is clear to this court that you are not a very good fiancé.
Oh, I'm flattered.
Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day.
Don't forget, we've proven that you were at the Maractus clinic on the day of the crime. What a stone cold bitch. I know. She's the worst. Yeah, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you?
Oh god, excuse me, chat.
And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Maractus was shot in the temple or not. That last statement. You went back later?
That chart was dangerous, you understand?
Let me just have a swig of my water, chat. Hold on.
I needed to get rid of it. That's why I went that day.
But you couldn't get the chart then, could you?
And later that night, Dr. Maractus was shot. I heard about the shooting, waited a day, then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place.
Ah, that was you.
Oh, Apollo! That's sad! It came from behind this door.
Someone's in there. A break-in. They left through that window. So you were the burglar?
That was you two. If only I had one more minute. Then I could have opened that safe and gotten the chart.
What? That's trespassing and brazen at that.
Oh, is this a trial for trespassing now? Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know.
In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination. I'm missing a little crime to avoid the big one, huh? Wouldn't work. Would not work. Okay. Why that day?
That brat was uncontrollable. He was ready to kill. And that would bring in the police. And that chart would become evidence. And I'd be hung out to dry. But the police didn't check the safe, did they?
Well, they thought the crime scene was the park. I'll make sure the responsible parties feel the heat. Such sloppiness won't be tolerated, yeah? I'm kind of thankful for that sloppiness myself, actually. Okay. Get pressed, nerd. Get absolutely pressed. Later.
When I heard what happened, well, I was too scared to do anything that day. So I waited until the day after. The 16th, was it? Of course, you and that meddling kid had to get in my way.
But why did Dr. Maractus keep that chart around? It was clearly dangerous for him. You could have burned it.
Because he's a coward. The chart was his insurance.
Insurance?
My signature on that chart, to be more specific. That made sure I couldn't betray him.
Okay. She make a Scooby-Doo joke? I think she did. But you could have stolen it.
Could have. Is this some new definition of proof?
Actually, yeah, it's called burden of proof. Well, that's Wacky. He'll tell us. No, he won't.
Might I remind you, this is a cross-examination. You might want to keep your baseless theories to yourself.
Ugh, he's right, isn't he? Okay. Yeah, but...
But what? You have nothing to say. This case is over. It was over the moment that brat was seen in the park. What's the point in dragging it out any further?
The doctor was shot in the right temple, yeah?
So it seems.
Let's review the facts again, shall we? If the killer shot from this location, the bullet would have struck our victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple. Yes, we heard testimony on this yesterday. Oh god, look at his face. He's got such an unfortunate fucking face. I don't feel sad saying it either. At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look. And was shot. No, he wasn't. He was stood up over here. Objection! That's wrong. But that testimony was proven to be a lie. Our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime, but he was standing to the north, next to the trash can where he tossed those panties. He's arguably less likeable than that fucking nonce. If Mr. Stickler shouted from this location, the bullet couldn't hit his right temple.
Silly, silly attorney.
What?
Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning? Do you remember, Trucy? I always have a glass of milk for breakfast. What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The panties guy was mistaken.
Objection!
But his location was proven. You can't write that off as him being mistaken.
Objection!
Then why don't you show us her forehead? This is the point we're going to have to say she's inside the noodle car, isn't it? Alright. Show you? What? Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. If the witness panties guy was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim? But wait, if the witness was standing there, how could anyone shoot the victim in the right temple? I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us. If you can, that is. Waki Kitaki was standing at the killer mark, Wesley Sickler at the witness mark, and of course Palmerax was at the victim mark. Let's hear what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? Someplace else. He does have a big forehead, he does. Do you think we can do an Ina on him and play tic-tac-toe on his forehead? Can we play tic-tac-toe on his forehead? You can't play tic-tac-toe on my forehead because I've got a fucking Mashal-looking bulker. At least it's not a comb-over. Oh god.
What are you talking about? I don't see any of the place.
Apparently, Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from? This is the point I need to save, isn't it? With saves going so fucking hard tonight, chat. The save button has never seen this much use. Oh my word.
Objection!
Oh, maybe not. It's time to raise the roof and the stakes. Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think? But what if they were a bit more terrifying? Wait, what? Oh. Like so. Double penalty? Her forehead wishes to take us in a new direction? Then he must be ready for the challenges ahead. Challenge accepted. It's justice time. Alright. Are you sure, Apollo? The key is the witness, Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that, we know where he stood. And the victim turned when he shouted. There's only one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim from here. In here. You like the part where when Ep said it's safe scumming time and safe scummed all over them. Yep. I believe we all owe a debt of gratitude to Miss Elisa Tiala.
What do you mean?
Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time, we were prepared. We know that Wesley Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Wesley Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. He shouted, just as he told us in his testimony. And the victim turned to look in his direction. A shot was fired. The victim was hit in the right temple. Oh no! Goddamn Morbius. Oh yes! Which direction was his right temple facing at that moment? That's right, towards the noodle stand. Order! 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 So you're saying the killer was inside the noodle stand? Let's think about this a bit more, shall we? You say the killer was inside the noodle stand, which would mean the victim, Dr. Miractus, came to the park, wheeling his own murderer in the cart behind him.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think you'd notice if you were pulling someone along.
There's something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place? Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in this stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us evidence that proves someone was in that stand. Oh, that's the slippers, isn't it? It has to be the... Hang on. We save scum again. Because of course we do. If you're new to my channel, hi, I save scum all the fucking time in this game. Because I'm a dirty little save scumming bastard. Can I prove that? You want evidence that someone was in that stand? It's the slippers, isn't it? Because if we look underneath, there's the paint and all that. That proves that they left the park. I'm sure it's the slippers. Well, I've got it. I've got it right here. Intriguing. Let's see what you've got. Show us proof that someone was hiding in the noodle stand. We'll try it. The Maractus Clinic. And they're covered with paint. These slippers were found in a trash can near the crime scene. And a single slipper print was found at the scene. One thing this case has been light on is cocaine logic. Yeah, most of the logic points have actually made sense. There's been a couple of points where professional opinion could have taken it one way, but the game was being a bit too specific for that. But that's okay. You know, I'm not too upset about that. Right next to the noodle stand. Ah! Oh, and Miss Tiala? Your toe print was found in the left slipper. Ah! In other words, this is proof you were inside that noodle stand. Yeah, we're just grooving for a bit, chat, because this music is a bop. Ah!
Objection!
Yet there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. Can this be called a footprint in good faith?
Objection!
Observe the diagram. A park pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. A slipper wouldn't leave a trace on a cobblestone path.
Objection!
Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, yeah? Why not? You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on this stand and simply fell to the ground? That's just dumb. One more thing. A noodle stand is typically cluttered with the tools of the noodle making trade. There's no room for a person to ride in there. You have a point. Could someone have hidden in that stand? You fucking know it, Judgy Puss. We save scumming again, chat. Gomenasai. I'm not sorry, actually. I lied. I'm not sorry.
Apollo, I think I might be onto something. I think I've figured out one of our pieces of evidence. In order to make room in the stand, some things would have to be...
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have proof that someone could have hidden in the stand? I can prove one thing. This chat setup doesn't play very well with the moat pyramids. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. I was thinking at some point, like when my wife's back to work, I might get a new set of chat boxes, and if I do, then I might like revamp how my chat's set up. So we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Someone did scheme to clear space in that stand. Oh. Someone. Oh, was it because the bowl was in the clinic, wasn't it? Yeah, because all the bowls were in the clinic. This is a noodle bowl from the stolen Eldoon's noodle stand. Yes, and what about it? We discovered a large quantity of these bowls yesterday. In the lobby of the Maractus Clinic. A large quantity of noodle bowls in the victim's clinic? Mr. Eldoon was very clear about those bowls. Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there too. Yet the bowls were removed. That night, there was space inside that noodle stand. Space created at the Maractus Clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Elisa Ciala.
I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. They're worse lies than that spoiled brat's pickup lines.
I would like to remind the witness of her current status. The court does not consider you entirely innocent.
Show me an innocent. I'll show you a fairy tale.
In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness had both a motive and an opportunity to kill Dr. Maractus.
More fairy tales. This whole trial is a fairy tale.
Then please, pull us back down to reality, Miss Ciala. I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself. This is it. Why was Dr. Maractus pulling that stand that night? And what was Elisa Ciala doing inside it? Time to get to the bottom of this case. Alright.
That night, I went to ask Dr. Maractus for the chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kitaki family's hands. But Dr. Maractus didn't understand. For some reason, he thought the Kitakis had sent me. So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him.
Is this where the lamp's going to be relevant? You knew about the botched operation, so you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself.
I won't make excuses.
I might have to cook for a bit for an important detail. Okay. When you say cook, am I going to have to put it on the hob and then serve it up without onions in a super salty broth? Is that what I'm going to have to do? Is that what I'm going to have to do? Serve it up as ramen noodles with a salty broth? Look at her sprite and accessories. Wings? A clover? A bandana? A neckerchief as a bandana?
And I did want the good doctor. I gave him a chance.
There's one thing about her choice of clothes and the lap that are connect.
I told him that brat got his health checkup report.
Oh, the lamp. Hold on. There's one thing about her choice of clothes and the lamp that connect. Hold on. Let's have a look. It's got leaves and it's got grapes. Leaves and grapes. The bulb is broken. It won't turn on.
Oh, how's it broken?
Don't touch that. You'll cut yourself. Ah! Yeah. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
My finger.
Oh, you're bleeding. Let me see that.
Wait. Magic blood. I got ya.
Please don't do that again. I have enough to worry about without my co-workers injuring themselves on the evidence. So, there's one more thing that connects the lamp, that her choice of clothes and the lamp. Grapes? Leaves? I'm going to have to take your word on that, Hades. I don't see it.
He was coming to settle the score.
I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honour. It's pretty obvious but might require lateral thinking. It's not the body of the lamp. I didn't see anything on the... hold on. The only thing I can think of is there's blood on the cord. There's... Or is that lipstick? Hold on. Is it lipstick? There's lipstick on the cord. Yes, Your Honour. This is the last testimony. Either I perceive the truth or it's over. There's lipstick on the cord, but I don't get what you're looking at, Hades. I can't see it because she's not wearing lipstick. So it can't be that. All I can see is there's like blue stuff. I don't know. I don't know. You think Tiala was a victim that night too? You think she got hit around the neck, maybe? That's the only thing I can think of is like, are there marks around her neck? But we've not had any hint of that at all. So, you did go to steal that chart.
Were you listening? I said I asked him for it.
The victim was a man in good health. I don't see how she could have coerced him.
True, it would have been impossible without a pistol.
But what if she did have a pistol?
I'll admit I wanted the chart, that much is true. My reason was simple.
Let's see if she moves her ring at all. Nothing there. The perceiving is not the same. The only thing I can think of, it's not part of this testimony. Alright, so we'll press on everything, yeah. It certainly would have put a damper on your wedding plans, I'd say.
Not only that, if the Kitakis had gotten the chart, I'd probably be with Dr. Maractus now pulling that great noodle stand in the sky.
It seems our witness was in a fix as well.
Who would want to die pulling a noodle stand?
When I die, it'll be by disappearing mysteriously in the middle of a magic act. Can we be a little less morbid, please?
So you see, I needed that chart.
He didn't understand.
He wouldn't listen to a word I was saying. The moment he saw me, he started to tremble. I thought, what a sad excuse for a man.
Please don't smile like that anymore. It's creepy.
He was practically delusional.
They sent you.
He thought the Kitakis had sent me to get the chart.
It makes some sense. You are the son's fiancé.
Don't make me laugh. The Kitakis send me. They don't play that way. If they'd known about that chart, they would have gone in there with guns blazing. But I couldn't convince the trembling doctor otherwise.
If that was really all that happened, what were all those noodle balls doing in there?
How should I know? There weren't any balls when I went, I know that much. Why don't you let me be and go look for your killer someplace else, alright?
Do I detect uncertainty there? This is my last chance.
Apollo, any word from your bracelet?
Yeah, actually. I felt it respond.
I couldn't see a thing. It's up to you, Apollo.
Time to perceive the truth. Here comes justice. Justice or just tits? So I gave up on one. That's where it said that I should do something right. Okay. Ow! I'm innocent. She's holding that. I see it. I think I see it. She started fiddling with it.
Gotcha!
Okay. All I did was talk and lie.
What? Show me proof.
Show me save. Fucking hell, I'm terrible, aren't I? I'm so bad.
I'm like, so bad.
I'm pretty sure about this one. I think I'm getting the hang of this. A little slip in confidence and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala. All I did was talk to him, you claim. Yet you can't hide your own nervous twitch when you say those words.
My twitch? What are you talking about?
You have a habit of scratching the area of your neck around the edge of your scarf.
What? What?
This is working better than I'd hoped. Her unconscious actions tell the truth she won't say. Habits and lies, 2 dots. Connect the dots and find the truth.
Don't look at me like that. I told you the truth.
It seems that when you recall what really happened in the office, you can't keep your hands off your neck, can you? It seems like nervous habits are unconscious reactions that manifest when someone is trying to hide something. You can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim in the Maractus Clinic office. And I've got proof that shows exactly what happened. Is this the lamp? You gotta go. No worries, Hades. Cheers for hanging. Have a good evening. Or morning. Or afternoon, depending what time of day it is for you. The only thing I think we got from the clinic is the lamp. That's all I've got. We'll play it. We'll see what happens.
What's that?
You're touching your scarf again. There's something unusual about this lamp. The bulb is broken, and there's a red splotch on the cord.
Huh?
Seeing how you hide your neck, I think I can come up with a plausible explanation for the lamp's state.
Well, spit it out. This talking in circles nonsense is killing me.
Very well. The answer is very simple. Miss Elisa Tiala, please remove your scarf.
Ah!
Well.
Objection!
This is a trial to determine what happened in the park, yet we seem to have drifted off target.
Objection!
We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting, as soon as the witness removes the scarf.
I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party. You can't order me remove my clothing.
Miss Tiala, I'm afraid you've forgotten what's already been proven.
What?
You're hardly unrelated. Please remove your scarf.
No, no!
I knew it. So I was right, wasn't I, Miss Elisa Tiala? What the fuck? Your neck? That isn't what I think. No, sorry, Judge. Your neck. That isn't what I think it is. Something did happen that night at the Maractus Clinic. You needed to get that chart back no matter what it took. Even if you had to steal your fiancé's pistol to do it. But wait! Looking at this lamp and the witness's neck, it looks like the very opposite happened. Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness. Specifically, you tried to threaten Dr. Maractus and he attacked you. That's what happened that night at the Maractus Clinic. Ah! Oh. She shat the bed. She shat the bed. Oh no. Scarf's back on. Order! 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 Will someone please tell me what really happened?
I told you the truth already. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Maractus. That gangster knows everything. He's coming for you.
Looks like my clinic's seen its last patient.
We have to get rid of that chart. Quick, open your safe. Give it to me.
So you can save your own skin?
What?
I know what you're up to. You want in with the family. And if they see that chart, you're finished. Leaving me holding the short straw. But if I'm going down, I'll want some company. You.
And what happened next?
He jumped at me and knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord.
Oh, God.
Pal Maractus was serious, deadly serious. He really tried to strangle me. I must have blacked out.
Damn. So, you were the victim. And the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick. How the fuck would you have worked that out, though? She's not wearing any. She's not wearing lipstick. What? Alright.
I didn't want to remember that night. That's why I didn't bring it up. There. Are you happy now? I was out cold. Almost killed.
I thought it was blood too.
And you claim I then snuck into that noodle stand. But how could I?
Ah!
Well, one thing is clear. We now know what really happened at the practice clinic, and it would seem that our victim was not entirely to blame himself.
I'm sorry. I get so nervous just thinking of it, it's hard to breathe. I told you everything. Can I go home now?
You bear some responsibility for events that day, true. Yet if you were also a victim, this court would owe you some sympathy. Well, Mr. Justice,
do we get to send her to jail? We send her down.
I believe this clears up the remaining questions for Miss Gianna.
When did this happen? Suddenly, everyone's sympathising with her.
I don't know what to think anymore, Apollo. I mean, is that it? Do we know everything we need to know about Miss Tiana?
Very well. This finishes the cross-examination of this.
Objection!
Heh. Not so fast. This party's just getting started. Now, we rock.
What?
Those spikes on your head are softer than they look. Or do you not have the stomach to go all the way?
Prosecutor Gavin?
Palmiractus choked Elita Tiala. She fell unconscious. But what happened next?
He's right. There is more we don't know.
But she was choked hard enough to leave that mark. She would have been out for a while.
Even still, what if it was her in that noodle stand?
Elisa Tiala half dead. Dr. Morex is pulling that stand. And a bullet fired from inside the noodle stand.
What if it's all true? We might have already figured out what truly happened that night.
Miss Elisa Tiala, as you can see, we're not through with you just yet.
You really want to blame me for this murder, don't you? You too, Prosecutor Gavin.
Me, Fraulein, I only wish to know the truth. Well, let's go back over what we learned up till now. On the day of the murder, Waki saw his checkup report, from which he learned about the bullet still inside him. So he took a pistol from the family stash, with the intent to give Dr. Maractus some of his own medicine.
And Miss Tiala heard about this from Wookie, so she went to the Maractus clinic ahead of him, in order to get rid of the chart with her signature.
But then, something happened.
Sounds like you figured it all out. But remember, I was the victim, I was out cold.
But what about Dr. Maractus? That does seem to be the problem. He had just strangled Elisa Tiala, perhaps he thought to death. What did he do after his crime?
I was just knocked out, not dead.
From the state of his clinic and this scene in the park, I think it's clear what the good doctor did next. Well, Hair Forehead, care to guess? He tried to dump the body. He tried to go and find someone to dump the body because he thought she was dead. Bit of a weird thing for a doctor to do, but...
Well, Mr. Justice, what did Dr. Maractus do?
Maybe he did think he killed Elisa Tiala. Do I have evidence to show what he did next? Did he shoot his own safe to look like it was attacked? Maybe. Because he was the only one with the code to get into it, wasn't he? Yeah, and he'd have then put it into the back of the noodle stand, wouldn't he? Let's play it. Let's see what happens. This evidence shows what he did next. Shows what, Hair Forehead? It's not that. It's actually not. It's not that. Okay, I thought that would have been... I thought that had merit, Cyber, but apparently the game says otherwise. Do I have evidence to show what he did next? You weren't trying for the current question. Oh. I thought your suggestion had merit, though. Which is why we went for it, but... Think. So he went and stole the noodle stand. Right, he went and stole the noodle stand. Is it this? As his next move, Dr. Maractus stole Guy Eldoon's noodle stand.
What? Killing me disturbed him that much? So much he randomly stole the noodle stand?
It wasn't so random. Remember all the bowls in the clinic's foyer? Bowls that belonged inside that stand? I think it's pretty obvious, don't you? That stand was at the clinic. However, the question is, why did he remove the bowls?
Maybe because the stand was heavy.
Or he wanted to put something in the stand in their place.
Ah, wait, you don't mean...
I do. Dr. Maractus did replace those bowls with something. Your corpse, Miss Tiala. Every single time, without fail, we bop.
My corpse?
Dr. Maractus panicked. He thought he'd killed you. His next move would be to dispose of the body.
That's crazy talk. You're all crazy.
Then let's think about it, logically. The doctor had a place to dispose of you in mind, but on his way there, who should he run into but the defendant, Rocky Kisaki? I question your logic.
What's this, Prosecutor Gavin?
The park is a dead end. Why would he head in that direction to begin with?
That's right. He had no reason to go there. Oh, now I get it. It was a trick. That spoiled brat made him do it. He made the doctor steal the stand.
No. Tell me, why would someone go to a dead end? Unless the park was his destination.
What?
Apparently the defense has an idea.
I have a save. Give me 1 second, chat. Give me 1 second.
Tell us where Dr. Maractus was heading with the stand. Here, please show us on this diagram.
Is there a pond there? What is that? What is this?
To where exactly was the victim dragging that stand?
The only thing I can think of is this, but I don't remember seeing a pond there. The victim was heading here. Oh yes, of course, there. Why? I'm young, Your Honor. I'm still making up my mind about a lot of things. It's not that. So, how am I supposed to make sense of this? To where was he going? What? What? I'm sorry, am I missing some like really crucial context here? Is there something I'm supposed to know about that I don't? Is there something I'm supposed to know about here that I don't? Is he taking us to the trash can? It's not this, whatever this is, like this hole, I suppose. You don't know yourself. I mean, I'm assuming this is a road, but I've got no idea what the fuck this is. I'm going to try this and just see what happens. Is it a road or a river? Well, the game's not told us. We've got no idea. I have no clue what this is. Is that the road or a river? I couldn't tell you because I haven't seen anything to do with this so far. We'll try it. We'll see what happens.
There, that's a river.
Apparently we were supposed to know that was a river. Just, you know, we have advanced knowledge that there's a river there, which the game's never pointed out at any point in this case. Yes, Your Honour. I scarcely need to explain why. A perfect place to dispose of a body.
He was going to throw me into that river?
He didn't have many other options, Fraulein. I believe this clears up all the remaining questions. The victim pulling the stand and the defendant before him. And inside the stand, you, Miss Elita Ciala. Wait, are we supposed to have been able to tell from those photographs that that was a river? It just looked like a pathway. What? Maybe this made more sense on the DS, I guess. And then, the denouement. Wesley Stickler, of panty snatching fame, walks up. Seeing the two men, he shouts in that instant.
So, I shot him?
You were the only one who could have stolen Wookie's pistol. It had to be you.
Well, Miss Tiala.
Huh. Nice work.
You mean I'm right?
I mean, you've done a fine job dreaming up a story. To get that spoiled brat off the hook.
You're the one who's dreaming. Apollo's backed up everything he said with facts. If you're so sure he's making it up, give us another reason. Why was Dr. Miraxis pulling that stand through the park?
Who knows? But there's one gaping hole in your logic. I think Mr. Gavin knows whereof I speak.
Whereof of what?
I can't believe she's still trying to deny this.
Is this true, Prosecutor Gavin?
Must I always be the one to point out her forehead's errors? Maybe there really is something. I believe the Fraulein speaks of Herr Doctor's car. His car?
That's right. The Miraxis clinic has that big garage.
In which sat a green sports car, was it?
Why would he steal the stand in the first place? If he wanted to carry a body, he would have used his car.
And so we find our victim without probable cause to steal that stand. Except that his car had been in an accident, and it was out of commission. And our defence without a case.
I have an idea. You know that green car? I bet it wouldn't run. It was broken.
Ah, what an excellent counter-argument, Fraulein. What about a wheelbarrow? I don't know if a wheelbarrow would have worked, Zach. So, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think the car was running, though. And also, don't forget that Palmeractus and Gaeldoon hated each other. So, he was probably stealing the stand to try and make Gaeldoon culpable. Too bad you're quite wrong.
Huh?
Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened to your daddy.
Daddy?
That's right. That night, the car that hit Mr. Wright was that green sports car.
Oh yes, I'd nearly forgotten about it.
Afterward, he drove it back to the garage. It ran fine.
That's right. So why didn't he use his beloved sports car,
Ugh.
A glaring contradiction, to be sure. More glaring than your forehead.
No. No!
Order! 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 Well, Mr. Justice, why didn't Dr. Miraxis use his car to carry the body?
We save again, because of course we do.
Okay.
Is that a groan of surrender I hear? Some advice. Now is a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days. Everything I've learned.
Mr. Justice, this contradiction casts doubt on your entire case. This is truly your last chance.
Oh, it's not going to give me like an instant loss condition, is it? I fucking hate it when it gets. I hate when games do that shit. It actually is what made. It's part of what made 3-2 such asshole cancer.
The defense will explain to us what happened that night.
Not like it had mattered since I don't use the penalties anyway. Well, no, I don't. I don't. No, I've got that whole von Karma mentality to penalties. Let's review. Someone else stole the stand. I don't see that they would have done because the victim was pulling the stand. The car didn't run. We know that the car did run. He carried the body in the car. Well, maybe. I guess by process of elimination, that's the only thing we can go to, because the thing is, he is pulling the stand because he was pulling the stand when he died. The car didn't run. The car hit Phoenix. He carried the body in the car is the only option we've got left. The victim used the car to carry the body. Ah, so you're throwing out everything you've proven up until now. Well, if the car wasn't broken... I admire your adaptability in the face of impossible odds, yet this does not explain why he was pulling that stand. What's going on? Is Prosecutor Gavin trying to tell me something?
Perhaps we need to ask you again. This is truly your last chance.
Wait, what? But the top two statements... The top two statements we've already proven to be true. What? How's this supposed to make any sense? Alright, well, we'll go with the top one because we know the middle one is... We know the middle one's impossible because the car has been running. Actually, it was someone else who stole that stand.
But then why was the victim pulling it?
That's what I fucking said. Well, he would have had to steal it from someone else.
We're back where we started, Mr. Justice.
Without an explanation for why he didn't use the car. So it's the middle one, despite the fact the middle one is actually impossible. What? Oh, and suddenly this case nosedives into being fucking stupid. It carried itself so well. I have an idea. It's all coming together. That night, Dr. Miraxis couldn't use his car. Huh, now you're making even less sense than usual. Not according to my information, Mr. Yala. Put one and one together and the explanation is simple.
If it's so simple, perhaps you could show us some evidence.
I'm so confused right now. I think the game thinks it's being clever, but... it's just being fucking confusing. Show us proof why the car wouldn't run that night. Well, we've got the mirror, but that's not proof the car wouldn't run. That doesn't prove anything here. What? The car was working when he pulled it into the garage. It wasn't working when he tried to use it again. But why not? But... I don't... What? When the characters know more than the player. I think the characters think they know, but... This doesn't... I think this is the only thing it's trying to lead me towards, but it doesn't make any sense.
This is proof of why the car broke down that night. Well, Prosecutor Gavin.
Ah, it's proof of a malfunction, alright. So it's not that. So basically, this entire section is just horse shit. Fuck me. What? What? So we need to show proof of why the car wouldn't run. The only other thing is that there's panty stuffed into the exhaust. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's the panties in the exhaust. But... I mean, I don't know why someone wouldn't just, like... Your car doesn't start. You check it. It's the only other thing we've got. So we'll go on it, but I really feel kind of confused as to how this last section has gone. I have a headache. Right, we'll play the pansies.
Let's see now. Panties again?
See, I don't find this logical, because if my car doesn't turn on, the first thing I do is get out and give it a quick check. Just, like, the engine's not working. I'll give it a quick check, make sure everything's as it should be, nothing in the exhaust, everything's good with it. Try it again, right? And that's what you do if your car doesn't work. You check it. I don't believe that this guy wouldn't have checked it. I'm also not trying to dispose of a body while a mafia guy's after me. I don't believe another crime was committed the night of the murder. The theft of these pansies, the latest in a string of similar thefts, actually. But that night, the snatcher was caught in the act. A brave young girl chased the thief until he hid in the Maractus Clinic garage. What? The snatcher hid the panties there before running. Perhaps someone in this court remembers where he hid them.
Why, weren't they found in the car's exhaust pipe?
Exactly. By the way, I learned something yesterday. A very important piece of information. And I learned it from you, Prosecutor Gavin.
So you were investigating?
And I was on my way home when my hog gave up the ghost. Your hog? My motorcycle once started a clogged exhaust pipe.
Too bad. It looks like such a nice bike too. Hard to believe it could break just from that.
Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust and they won't run. Well, yeah, but you just check it.
My, how interesting.
While Miss Tiala and the doctor were struggling, the pansy snatcher snuck into the Maractus garage. From that time until the time we found these, that car would not start.
What? That's why Dr. Marax had to use the noodle stand. It was the next closest thing he could think of.
Well, Miss Tiala, this wraps your doubts up quite nicely, I think.
So it does.
Oh, is she actually giving in?
Where? Where am I? So dark, can't see. Cramped. The pain, my throat's burning.
What's your problem?
Yo, Doc, I know what you did.
Ah,
Lucky.
you lied to me, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, man. Wait, let me explain. Fine, I'll give you your last request. Listen, you're being tricked, but not how you think. It's not just me.
No, he'll ruin everything. I have to stop him.
Seize this at once, you two.
Well.
Funny, this isn't the way it was supposed to turn out. Oh well, too bad.
Well, she admitted it. She done the crime. She did the crime. Maybe if he's in a hurry, wouldn't think to check the exhaust. I mean, if you're in a hurry and you're trying to get away really quickly, then I still don't buy that he would have been panicking enough not to have a quick look. Because checking your exhaust takes like 5 seconds. It really, if there's something stuffed inside it hanging out, you can see it really clearly.
There's still one mystery. How did you manage to disappear from that stand?
Is it common knowledge to know to check the exhaust if your car won't start? I mean, I'm not mechanically inclined and I know to do it. I'm not mechanically inclined and I know to do that. So, maybe I just think that, like, basic car maintenance is common knowledge for drivers. I don't know. I think it should be common knowledge. But then I've been driving for 15, 16 years now, so maybe it's an experience thing. I mean, I have to accept that this game is marketed more towards people who have not driven a car yet, so maybe it expects that they won't know that. Maybe there's a bit of common knowledge for adults that is not so common knowledge for the target audience of the game. So in that context, it makes a bit more sense. But like in the actual context of real life and the facts of real life, still don't make sense. No.
In the silence after the shot, I heard the witness running. I believe we heard as much from Versi Stickler. He went to use a public phone to inform the police. Which is when I made my escape.
Which is when you left that slipper print.
Dr. Maractus didn't bother taking my slippers off. I threw them out after I stepped in that paint, though.
That was your mistake.
No, my biggest mistake was coming to you for help, Mr. Justice. I believed in you. You and your anything agency. If anyone would get Wacky declared guilty, it was you.
Wow, that was cold.
I believe we've reached a conclusion of sorts. Prosecutor Gavin, how is Miss Lita Tiala doing?
She's confessed to everything. We're processing her arrest now. Prosecutor Gavin sure seems calm for someone who just lost.
I think he already knew. He'd figured out she was the killer a while ago.
Some advice. Now is a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days.
He lost, but I didn't exactly win either. Something the matter, Herr Forehead?
Looks like it's time to announce a verdict.
There we go. Why he touchy bum? Why he touched the bum?
Court is adjourned.
Oh, I've just figured it out. I've just figured it out, chat. So you know how there's confetti coming down after we won, but Gumshoe is nowhere to be found? Do you know why that is? The phantom of the Dick Gumshoe is there, inside your walls. Yeah, now you know. They chopped up to use confetti. No, he just lives in the walls. He lives in the walls of the court and in the ceiling. And every night he only comes out when a case is won.
I will drop the confetti upon this trial. Yes, I will drop the confetti. I will drop it, pal. Yes.
Great job, Apollo. You did it.
Yeah, we did somehow.
Wocky's off the hook. Free to become the gangster he's always wanted to be. And he has you to thank.
Hey, attorney man. You're gonna pay for what you did to my Alita, Holmes.
What a blame, I guess.
You give my Alita back. Stupid pointy-head attorney with a death wish.
Enough, Wacky.
Oh, Mr. Kitaki.
It's high time you opened your eyes, Wacky.
What do you know, old man? I think it's about time you open yours. Giving up the life, trying to be some kind of businessman.
Don't talk about what you don't understand, Wacky.
I'm afraid the guard is going to throw them both out.
If not in jail, wouldn't that be a happy ending?
Hey, maybe we can help him out. We know why Mr. Kitaki needs to make so much money. Maybe we should tell Wacky. Wacky, Apollo has something to tell you.
I do? Way to put me on the spot.
Huh? What's that? Show him the reason why, Apollo.
Why is Mr. Kitaki trying to become a businessman? It's this, isn't it? It's got to be this. Because he's trying to get the surgery done. Bullet lodged near heart. Urgent exam needed. Think about it, Wacky. Think about your condition. I talked with your mother, Little Plum, yesterday. It pays, but we need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is.
She doesn't mean. You aren't really, are you?
I searched the globe and I found one. A doctor who can take that bullet out of you, Wacky. But it's an expensive procedure.
Man, but you got plenty of money already, don't you?
I won't use it. It was the gangster life that did this to you, Wacky. I want to help you, and I want to do it clean.
Those were his eyebrows? Holy shit.
Please understand, Waki.
Dad. Man, I see how it is, old man. Always you're looking out for... Wookie, listen good, old man. One day, I'm gonna take you out. Then we'll see who's the OG. You try to hide in your business suit, I'll find you. Stupid old geezer. My, Wookie!
No, it's as it should be.
Mr. Kitaki? I liked him more without the puppy dog eyes. Yeah, I didn't realise those were just eyebrows. I thought that he just, like, had, like, really sort of obscured eyes, like, you know, deep sort of, like, eye socket shadows. But no, those are just eyebrows.
I'm glad to have met you. But I know a professional job when I see one. Thank you.
Do you have something else to say?
I'm not so good with words.
Who? Me? I don't think...
Someday, I'll bake you one of our latest, the Kentucky Lime Pie.
He's opening a pie shop? Hey, Hades. Welcome.
So long.
Welcome back. Rather, you have returned. I don't know if we're going to go on past this case, if I'm honest. So I say that just because it's a good place to actually kind of bookend things. We get to the end of the case, then we can like focus properly on 4-3 when we get there. So let's see how long it goes on for past this point. Then he was gone.
Well, let's head back, Apollo.
What I think of the case, it was pretty strong, but the last cross-examination and presentation sequence was really stupid.
To the Right Anything Agency. Hey, since when do I work at your agency? Oh, we make a good team. Don't just stand there, let's get going.
Why not? She'd help me out. And there's a few questions that still need answers. Like this power of mine that she showed me, and my bracelet. If anyone can help me figure it out, it's her. Oh, that is the end of the case. Wait, not quite. Though I can't say I care much for what her father has become.
Oh, that's right. We have to go someplace first.
Where?
What, to claim our reward from Mr. Aldoon?
Ah, salty noodles. Right, you got to stand back already.
Oh, and after that, you can come see my show. We have a special appearance by the amazing Mr. At.
Oh, it's special, all right. Please, anything but him. Hey, nice. Nice. Okay. Let's save that. Right, okay. Right, let's pull over here then. Yeah, so I will wrap things up there, because we've been going for just over 2 hours, and I know that's quite short for an Ace Attorney stream, but we finished the case off, and because we finished the case off, I think if we start on 4-3 next time, then starting the new case afresh, rather than going in, doing like an hour, and then coming back to it, that makes a lot more sense to me. So, let's just see how many people we got in right now. Yeah, I think we're just gonna just wrap things up in the normal way tonight. So I want to go get myself a Lemsip because my throat. You can possibly hear my throat starting to go. That's one of the other reasons that I'm wrapping up, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do the voice acting for very much longer. You have a good day as well, Zaktan. You also have a good day. Hey, thanks for coming back as well. So my next planned stream is Skies of Arcadia on Sunday. Now, I said I was going to finish it, but I had to think about that. I don't think I am. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it up into a couple of slightly shorter streams. So probably two-hour streams, I think. We've got sort of 4 or 5 hours worth of content on Skies left. So we've got the Hydra, we've got 3 bounties, we've got the Hidden Pirate, we've then got the final dungeon and the final bosses, right? Now, it's going to take us in the region of 4 to 5 hours to polish that off. So we'll split it up. First set of this is on Sunday. Hopefully I will see them for that. But if not, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend as well. I'm going to go rest now. And thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I will see you all very soon. Take care.